Hello, we are commencing again with elemental cycling. If we are talking that elements which are present on this globe are basic assets of this planet. These are going to be converted from one form to another form. Sometimes these are present in pure elemental form and in a soluble form. Sometimes these are present in organic form. If these are present in a live molecule, just like in tree, in human, in animal, in birds, in fish, these are biological or organic forms of the element. When these living organisms are going to die and these are going into the soil and these are decomposed by microorganisms and are converted into their elemental form. So this is the nature. Life without sunshine, because we are thinking that on this globe life is present due to the sun, due to the sunshine. If life, if sunshine is there, it helps for the maintenance of the life. If there is no sunshine, we are human are thinking that there will be no life. But with passage of time and into this modern era, with advancement of the science and technology and approach of the scientists up to those unexplored venues and needs where they were not going before, they discussed it more. Primary producers is in most ecosystem are photoautotrophs. So we should believe, we have belief on that primary producers means plants in most ecosystems are photoautotrophs. All living primary producers such as plants or vegetation, those are taking place, those are growing in presence of the sunlight. Therefore, these are called photoautotrophs. These are producing their energy in presence of sunlight. Secondly, primary producers in deep oceans and endolithic communities are chemoautotrophic bacteria. But due to advancement of science, people reached to those needs in environmental components and environmental sectors where where sunlight was not present, but life was existing, such as in deep oceans where sunlight cannot penetrate, where oxygen cannot penetrate, where temperature cannot penetrate, but life was existing and has been assumed and has been investigated that life is due to chemicals. Such bacteria are present which are getting energy from chemicals and has been given a name chemoautotrophic bacteria. Primary producers in deep oceans and innovative communities are chemoautotrophic bacteria. In depths of the ocean where sunlight, temperature, oxygen cannot penetrate, but life is existing and that life takes energy for their survival, for their growth, and for their reproduction from chemicals. So therefore, such type of population has been given a name of the chemoautotrophic bacteria. Living organisms which can take energy from chemicals are called chemoautotrophs. Chemoautotrophs. Living organisms getting energy from chemical reactions are called chemoautotrophs. So here we can see H2S hydrogen sulfide gas is present in ocean depths. Okay. Gradually this converts due in presence of water into sulfate, and this reaction provides energy for bacteria which may be used to fix carbon dioxide in depths of ocean where sunlight is not present, where oxygen is not present, where temperature is very cold, not present, sometimes we can say. And in another reaction, if you will see, this carbon dioxide is converted into sugar, into carbohydrates through Calvin cycle, provides carbon for cell growth. Due to this reaction, they are getting energy to fix the carbon dioxide, and carbon dioxide is further processed to form carbohydrates, and these carbohydrates are responsible to carry the functions of the cells. And the use of chemicals in soil and water, many man-made chemicals do not biodegrade because they are not made by living organisms. So man-made chemicals are a huge problem for this globe because the chemicals which are present naturally, the elements which are present naturally, microbial populations adopted themselves to convert them into one form to another form. But those chemicals which has been synthesized are made by human beings are entirely foreign for this globe, and microbial populations are not adapted to those chemicals. Therefore, microorganisms cannot utilize such type of elements, and these are called recalcitrants, environmentally resistant chemicals, non-biodegradable chemicals. So biological cells, bacterial cells especially, have no enzyme. So you have to write a detailed answer of this thing. Why man-made chemicals are not easily degraded by microorganisms. This is assignment for you. Okay, we have to understand one phenomenon over here. In the elemental cycle, we discussed that microorganisms are responsible to convert elemental forms from one form to another form. So how it takes place, we have to see this. Suppose this is a chemical decomposition by microorganisms, radioactive herbicide concentration. Okay, at 100 days, it was 100 ppm at 0 day. Suppose concentration was 100, and with passage of time, this chemical exposed to 4D, exposed with microorganisms. Okay. Exposed with microorganisms. The concentration of this element, this compound is going to reduce, reduce. At fifth day, it was mostly reduced, and at 10th day, it was most reduced. So what happened? Microorganisms produced enzymes. They reacted with this chemical, with these pesticides, and converted it into another form. What they did, they changed its structure. Chlorine molecule was added over here. So 2,4,5 tetrachloride molecule is there. Other structure is same. So now this compound is less toxic to the soil environment. And further microbial populations will react on this compound. This compound was reacted by microbes and converted into this compound 2,4,5 tetrachlorine molecule, and it further will be decomposed, and gradually it will be broken down into its elemental form. So this process, conversion of uh, toxic molecules into less toxic molecules, or removal of pollutants by means of microorganisms, is called bioremediation. And bioremediation we will discuss in another topic in detail. Use of microorganisms to remove pollution is called bioremediation. This bioremediation technique is cheaper because it not needs much cost, and can use natural organism. We not need to select, we not need to genetically engineer such microorganism. Just we have to take natural microorganism and we have to put in that place where contamination has been occurred to remove uh, to to remove that pollution from there by means of microorganisms is helped by preventing limited nutrients. So by means of some nutrients, we can uplift it, we can do it. So solid municipal waste spills are also contains various type of elements and which are used to decompose by means of microorganisms to convert them into less toxic forms. Many municipal waste spills are inefficiently run because they are dry and anaerobic. So we were talking that uh, whatever molecules are converted from elemental form to organic form, that is called living molecule, the living organism. And when this living molecule and living organism is going to die and going into the soil, it is a waste material, waste organic form material, and other waste forms also produced by human beings. And for these all purposes, we are using uh, biological molecules, the microorganisms, to remove from the planet. If microorganisms will stop their function on the globe to convert organic molecules into elemental forms, if they will stop in 24 hours, the globe will be full of the organic waste and the life existence of life will be difficult. So we are using for conversion of uh, elemental form from organic molecule to inorganic form. We are using microorganisms. That is naturally going on. If we will do this thing, this is called a bioremediation. The waste material which is produced by human being is a major problem on this globe, on this earth. And why? Because it is dry. The waste fields which are formed by the municipal implies that is very hard, very dry, and inside it is anaerobic condition. So microbial populations cannot flourish there easily and cannot produce their metabolic activities over there. Therefore, decomposition and degradation of such municipal waste fields is difficult on this globe. So what happens if on surface of the earth it is going this, that microorganisms are responsible to convert the organic molecules into inorganic molecules and inorganic molecules into organic molecules, and some human activities are also there. What happens in aquatic environment if you will see? Because ocean is also full of the life, every type of various type of molecule biological lives are existing over there. Life and death phenomena is also working over there. Their uh, living organisms are living organisms and plants are growing, they are getting weight, they are going to be huge, huge and huge. At last they are dying and going into the ocean, and they are producing again waste material. At the same environment and the same condition, microbial populations are also working to decompose waste material in ocean and in water. Biofilms are composed of whole communities of microbes that are metabolically diverse. They produce various type of enzymes and responsible to uh, convert organic molecules, dead material into elemental form. And that elemental form, which is present on the bottom of the ocean, that supports the growth of the other living organisms. Bodies of water naturally set up of process waste. Okay, living molecules, living organisms are growing over there. They are producing their offspring, and at the end they are dying and going into the water bodies. And microbial communities which are present at different layers of the ocean, they are decomposing over there. tend to grow in presence of oxygen and light. Most of the microbial populations are present on surface of the ocean, and they are growing in presence of oxygen and sunlight. Use is best when oxygen content is increased. So most of the organic material is decomposed in presence of the oxygen and sunlight, and mostly on surface of the earth. Phytoplankton in ocean are primary producers in the open ocean. Open ocean shelf, continental shelf, where surface is exposed to sunlight as well as oxygen, as well as oxygen, sunlight, and microbial activities. Their microbial growth and plant growth takes place. Those are called phytoplanktons inside in ocean are primary producers in the open ocean. And up to that place where sunlight and oxygen is going, uh, primary producers are growing over there. Those are the basic feed for the other organisms. If you will see freshwater dunamis, suppose this is sun, this is ocean, okay? Sunlight penetrates up to this region that is called a limnatic zone. Oxygen is also going over there. So what grows over there? Algae and cyanobacteria are growing at this region. These cyanobacteria is the most abundant bacterial population of the ocean, and a huge number of microbial population is consistent on cyanobacteria. Cyanobacteria, one side they are bacteria, and another side they are primary producer. And another microbial populations and communities growing over there are Pseudomonas, Calobacter, and hyphomicrobiome biome, as well as cytophagia in lateral zone plants. Here you can say in lateral zone plants, these populations, this is zone, this is primary producers zone. And these primary producers are used by as feed by other aquatic populations. Whatever living organisms, plant, bacteria, fungi, whatsoever is produced in this region are used as a feed by other microorganisms. And some microbial populations in profundal zone, purple and green sulfur bacteria are also growing there, which are responsible to convert the elemental forms from one form to another form. And benthic zone, where light and oxygen cannot reach, microbial communities, anaerobic microbial communities are flourishing over there to convert the organic molecules into elemental form. So mostly my organic material is decomposed over here. Further, it is decomposed over here. Lastly, remaining molecules are decomposed over here. So same type of uh, decomposition phenomena is also existing in ocean and water bodies. So here we have to talk again role of microorganisms in water quality. Microorganisms are playing at one side, they are maintaining life in water bodies. Okay. In another side, if there is a huge number of microorganisms that is consumed by human body, that will cause problems. Biomagnification, indicator of the fecal contamination, blooms, and eutrophication. So if microbes will be there, first they will biomagnification will be there. One type of microbial population will be pushed over there. And microbial population also will indicate us that this water is contaminated with feces or not. If water bodies are contaminated with feces, that water is not usable, not drinkable, and not good for the living organisms. And if there will be the huge microbial population that will form a bloom on surface of the water body. Due to that, what will happen? Sunlight will not penetrate inside of the water. Oxygen will not penetrate inside of the water. So what will be? Whatever life is existing beneath this gloom, and all will start to die due to absence of oxygen and due to absence of sunlight. And due to that, falling smell will rise. One, falling smell will rise. Secondly, order of the water will be changed. Color of the water will be changed, and the water will be unfit for consumption. So up to this we are keeping it today. So here we talked just that microorganisms are playing a vital role in conversion of elements from one form to another form. Either that is on surface of the globe, either that is inside of the water. In all globe, in all planet, microbial population and communities are responsible uh, to convert elemental forms from one form to another form. And these are responsible to maintain the life ecological system on Earth. If microbial populations will stop it is working, it is impossible to maintain life on this globe. So sometimes microbial populations are called tiny angels of the globe to maintain the life. Sometimes we are giving name the scavengers of this globe, that they are cleaning all dump and waste material from surface of the globe, which is produced by human and animal. So up to this, you have to discuss it in detail by taking help from Prescott and other microbiology books. Thank you. Have a nice time, please.